A quality education is one that focuses on the whole child environment, social, emotional, physical, and cognitive. Each student deserves that regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, or geographic location. It prepares the child for life, not just for testing. In these times, there is a moment where not everyone can achieve this educational quality. Here is a video explaining the above in a clearer way.
Thanks to the effort by the global community to ensure that all children are educated, more children are going to school than ever before. But access to education is still a big problem. And many of the children who do have access don't have an opportunity to actually learn. Quality education is a powerful thing. It reduces poverty, fosters economic prosperity, changes attitudes to empower women, and improves health. If all women had a secondary education, we could avert 3 million child deaths, halving infant mortality. Two of the biggest challenges we face are a lack of qualified teachers and a lack of infrastructure. Pupil-to-teacher ratios are too high, there aren't enough female teachers, and minority groups and languages are underrepresented. And many students suffer from a very basic problem. They don't have access to learning facilities and materials. These students also lack access to safe drinking water and adequate sanitation. To achieve quality education, we must train, equip, value and support quality teachers, improve data collection, set the right policy priorities, create curricula for an equitable world, transform classrooms into collaborative community settings, provide sufficient, engaging learning material, and increase global investment in education. Quality education for the world we want.
From all these things, we can say that the best way to make our kids have quality education is better quality in deep infrastructure in the classroom, experienced teachers, we conducted an interview with the lawyer Maria Flores to learn her point of view about education.
Para usted, ¿qué es la educación?
La educación es un factor muy importante para los seres humanos. Empieza desde el hogar, desde que naces, mientras te vas desarrollando. Y continúa en el tiempo que vas creciendo, en la escuela, desde el kinder hasta profesional. Inclusive continúas con tu educación en las diferentes áreas laborales donde te desarrollas. Pero bueno, específicamente la educación escolar nos va marcando a todos una línea para seguir y para ir descubriendo con las diferentes actividades académicas lo que nosotros en la vida vamos a poder llegar a ser.
¿Qué opinión tiene usted acerca de la educación en México?
Considero que estamos dentro de un nivel aceptable. El nivel académico que se maneja tanto en el sector público como en el sector privado es bastante bueno para que los mexicanos logremos tener el suficiente criterio para poder engrandecer y seguir adelante para sacar adelante el país.
¿Qué piensa sobre cómo es tomado en cuenta el maestro en la
que sí se ha demeritado mucho a los maestros. Sin embargo, considero que la Secretaría de Educación Pública actualmente ha tomado acciones para considerar a los maestros con un nivel académico bastante respetable, de acuerdo a los exámenes que ahora se le están aplicando para poder garantizar esa preparación educativa que a la postre se le va a dar a los niños.
Por último, ¿qué papel piensa que juegan los docentes en la calidad educativa?
Muy importante. Desde el principio, nuestra segunda casa es la escuela. Nosotros salimos de casa para ir a la escuela cuando estamos chiquitos. Entonces, el primer contacto que se da en el exterior es con un maestro. Entonces, la preparación, no nada más académica del maestro, sino psicológica, psicométrica del maestro, para poder conducir a los niños y después adolescentes, es muy importante.
Anyway, not all is sad in this road. There are some organizations supporting children to have quality education, as the UNICEF, who wants to ensure inclusive and quality education for all and promote lifelong learning. Obtaining a quality education is the foundation to improving people's life and sustainable development. Major progress has been made towards increasing access to education at all levels and increasing enrollment rates in schools, particularly for women and girls. Basic literacy skills have improved tremendously, yet bolder efforts are needed to make even greater strides for achieving universal education goals. For example, the world has achieved equality in primary education between girls and boys, but few countries have achieved that target at all levels of education. Save the children. Education improves lifelong health, income, and prospects. Save the Children works to ensure that every child receives a good quality education and gains the skills and knowledge they need to thrive in the 21st century. They support programmers that are proven to promote learning in schools and in the community. And we influence global and national policy to improve children's access to quality education from preschool care through to adulthood. UNESCO provides global and regional leaderships in education, strengthens education systems worldwide, and responds to contemporary global challenges through education with gender equality and underlying principle. This work encompasses educational development from preschool to higher education and beyond. Themes include global citizenship and sustainable development, human rights, and gender equality, health, and HIV and AIDS, as well as technical and vocational skills development. Another aspect of not having quality education is inexperienced teachers, or in this case, teachers without pedagogical experience. But what is pedagogy? It's the art, science, or profession of teaching. An instructor develops conceptual knowledge and manages the content of learning activities in pedagogical settings. School failure. Only 2% is due to intellectual factors. Around 29% of failure is due to learning disorders, among which dyslexia stands out for its importance. Approximately the same proportion is due to emotional factors of all kinds, and a worrying 10% is occupational, the most studied disorder in childhood psychology in recent years. ADHD, or attention of deficit hyperactivity disorder. Recognize and accept that your child has difficulties. Participate in school activities that involve the presence of parents. Do not interest yourself only for the grades. Absenteeism in school is the habit of staying away from school without providing a genuine or any reason for not attending classes. Absenteeism is a truant behavior that negatively affects the performance among students. Absenteeism is caused by many factors such as phobic adolescence. During this stage in the growth of a teen, there is a lot of fear developed as a result of physical changes of the body. Lack of interest. Students could be lacking interest in the study, which could be as a result of content that is difficult for them to grasp, hence pushing them away from school. Teacher approach. The approach used by teachers may not be understood by the student, and this could lead them to lose interest in school. Positive attendance policy plays a big role in absenteeism too. Pamperness from the family. Students who get excessive pocket money from their families are most likely to absent themselves from school since they need time to spend the money. Private coaching. Flexible private coaching encouraged by some parents could drive a number of students away from the conventional school timetable. Diseases. Some diseases like asthma, which requires attention and care as well as an environment that is warm and not dusty, could make students remain home. Absenteeism can lead to depression and also result in poor quality of education as a result of time lost while being away from school. It could also lead to moral degradation that leads to drug abuse, early pregnancies, and unruly behavior. Absenteeism can be reminded by providing adequate co-curricular activities to students. It could be curbed by creating of clubs and societies to keep students busy when they are out of class. Schools should strive to have up-to-date learning facilities like libraries, as well as supporting facilities to make students and change student retention.
Finally, it was concluded that the quality education is one of the most important factors in the student's life. Without quality education, teachers and students will not have enough tools to be able to get ahead. Similarly, infrastructure is an essential part of student learning and the development of their skills, because without it, the way in which a student can continue their studies will decrease. The different organizations that help education go forward are an important factor, since some of them help child who do not have an exempt or fixed education have the opportunity to improve and continue with their studies. Teachers who do not have a good pedagogical experience are those who cannot get the student to have a continuous education, because thanks to them and other different characteristics, absenteeism occurs, and this is one of the factors that can make the student not move forward and continue studying, as he may lose interest in his education. Therefore, teachers must have the necessary tools to attract the attention of students, and that is not only the material things that do it, but also the idea of overcoming themselves and continue with their education.